Greetings. Today we continue in section 2 of Daniel's Explanation of Truth, part 5. Daniel 11:35 says, literally, and out of the ones comprehending, they shall suffer of particular burning fire. Remembering the division of the earth's population previously pointed out, those who are deceiving into entering into covenant with the false prince, and those who understand and refrain from entering into that covenant. Daniel 9:24 through 27 has pointed out God's purposes which were to be fulfilled in this 70 weeks of years of child training, chastening, or some people simply call it punishment upon his people for their sins against him. Someone has suggested 3 different metaphors are alluded to in this verse concerning those who understand God's word and cleave to it in faithfulness. In the first part of Daniel 11:35, we find the metaphor concerning the refining and purifying of metals, which 1 Peter 1:7 and 1 Corinthians 3:12 also affirm. 1 Peter 1:7 says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. 1 Corinthians 3:12 says, now if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble. Gold, silver, and precious stones all require heat and pressure in their refining process. So we go to the second part of Daniel 11:35 literally, and to select of the one and to be revealed of the one until a season of the time and end, in order that yet with respect to a season of time. So in this second part of Daniel 11:35, we find metaphors concerning the separation of chaff from the wheat, as well as the purifying of garments to make them white. Jeremiah 23, beginning at verse 18, says, for who hath stood in the counsel of the Lord, and hath perceived and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not yet sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do I not fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord? I have heard what these prophets said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophet that prophesies lies? Yea, they are the prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream. And that he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word like a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh a rock in pieces? So the separation of chaff from wheat is spoken of by Jesus himself in Matthew chapter 3 and verse 12, and again in Luke 3:17, which says, whose fan is in his hand, And he shall thoroughly purge his floor, and gather the wheat into his garner, but the chaff will he burn with unquenchable fire.